All right. What's going on, guys? Ray Yerg's back here with another episode of the Third and Long Pick Six Show. Hope you guys are having a great week. 3-3 last weekend, a little bit difficult, but no harm, no foul as we continue to move forward. Going 7-5 overall through the first 2 weeks of the season. So let's see if we can find some more winners. I hope you joined me earlier this week on the recap show. I had a lot of great insight and some discussion as to where I think some of the teams are going moving forward. So continue to keep that in mind going forward. Recap shows premiere on Tuesdays each week, and weekly picks premiere on Saturdays each week. So if you don't know where to go find me on Twitter at The Real Ray Yergs and on YouTube at The Real Ray Yergs as well. I will make sure that I add some links to the descriptions. So with that being said, we are in week 3. Interesting first couple of weeks, like where some of the teams are going. So let's get right into it. So Buffalo, Miami, great game, great big time divisional matchup here. I like the over in this game, over 52.5. Listen, Buffalo's been putting up a ton of points. Miami's been putting up a ton of points. I know that it screams like, oh no, it's a divisional game. It's going to be tighter, and the defenses are going to be more in tune with what's going on. But I like the trend to continue, especially on the Buffalo side. I think they are looking phenomenal. I think Josh Allen's looking, MVP caliber throughout the first 2 weeks. Now, let's not just get too far ahead of ourselves, but I like what they're doing. I know they're headed on the road, but I love these two teams to put up a ton of points again this week. I like them to keep that trend continuing. So I like the over 52.5 in this matchup here. KC on the road against my Colts. Listen, if you've been paying attention to me the last couple of weeks and you've seen where I stand with my Colts, it's been very disappointing. It's extremely frustrating. I said it for weeks that Matt Ryan was not the solution to this problem that they have at the quarterback position with this QB carousel. So it's going to be very tough for them to continue. Listen, KC's under. I know the spread opened up at -2.5. So if you bet it at that number, that's great because it has jumped up to -5.5. I still like it at -5.5. If it's below a touchdown against the Colts that have just been playing terrible, they got shut out against Jacksonville. Defense isn't playing good at all. Offense is completely out of tune. Jonathan Taylor has been, I don't know where. I like the KC still under a touchdown, -5.5. So I know people might get thrown off because of it's that weird number that it's moved up to. I love it. I know it's on the road. Colts are. I get the Colts are desperate. 0-1-1. They need a victory, but this is tough for them for the first couple weeks of the season. I love KC in this spot. I expect them to put up big points again this week against Indianapolis. Until Indianapolis proves to me otherwise that they could do anything different. I'm not liking them. I'm not liking where they are. Green Bay on the road to Tampa Bay. Best game of the week. I like the over 41.5. I think the number's too short. I know that these two teams play really tight defenses, especially in the last few years. But I think that the number tends to get over. Listen, we put up 3 touchdowns each side of the ball. We're good. I know that Tampa Bay has been struggling a little bit on the offensive side. They haven't been able to put anything together, but I think that they're going to have a big week this week. Being at home, big time rivalry matchup against Green Bay right now. I love both teams to put up points on this one. I like the over 41.5. This is my favorite pick of the week, so make sure you get on that pick. 2 picks left. Cincinnati, the Jets. Cincinnati's traveling to New York. Now listen, both teams look a bit, we're not sure. We don't really know where the Jets are going, and we don't know where Cincinnati is headed. So far, it's the basement. But they've struggled. We know that, especially on the offensive side, especially on the O-line, big time. Not being able to protect Burrow is ridiculous. They need to get some help there, but this is another matchup, another over that I like. I know that you see this matchup and it's like, does it scream over? Does it scream who's winning? I don't know who's going to win this game. This one's another toss-up. Jets been able to put up a lot of points, especially last week too. Cincinnati, I feel like they're going to be able to put up enough points against the Jets this week. They played a tough defense in Dallas last week, and I said that in the recap video. They kind of gave the game away, but Dallas did exactly what they needed to do against Cincinnati on the defensive side of the ball, because that's what's going to get them to where they need to go. So they did enough to hold Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati can string together at least 3 touchdowns in this game against the Jets. I think Burrow has at least 2 passing touchdowns in this game. I think it's going to be more of a breakout, especially with all the talk with him this week with the social media thing and everything like that. I like him to come out big and strong again this week. I like the over 44.5 in this game. Who knows who's going to win this game, but that doesn't matter because we're on the over. Last pick. This is one of my other favorite picks. This is probably my second favorite pick. Raiders traveling to Tennessee. Tennessee is in a tight spot here right now. They are in another desperate situation where they need a victory. They got blown out against Buffalo on Monday Night Football. They're a home dog. I like Titans plus 1.5 here. It's a home dog. They're in a position that they need to get a victory. And what better team to come into town than for them to get a better victory? Not sure where the Raiders are heading. First couple weeks, they looked good one week. Not so much. They gave up a big time loss, big time comeback win for Arizona last week. They gave that up. They were on the field a lot. I think that trickles into this week, given that they let that game slip out of their hands. So I like the Tennessee. Nobody's really thinking of them. People are thinking that Tennessee is not going to be as they were before. I think this division just became wide open in the AFC between the Colts being how bad they are, Jacksonville, Houston. Who knows who's going to be? Tennessee's still a favorite right now, in my opinion, to win this division. And I like them as a home dog here. It's on a short price, plus 1.5. Raiders coming in, not sure what's going to happen. Josh McDaniels, still trying to find different ways to win the games in his new head coaching position. So this is going to be tough for the Raiders, I think. I think it's going to be another setback for them. Trickles in from that loss. That's where I'm going. That's what I like. That's where I'm rolling. Quick recap. Listen. Buffalo, Miami, over 52.5. KC, minus 5.5. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, over 41.5. Cincinnati Jets, over 44.5. Tennessee, plus 1.5. And the last pick, I did miss a pick. I like the Chargers at home at minus 3.5. What better way for them to go back home after a tough loss against Kansas City on the Thursday night? They get that extra rest. Jacksonville headed in, coming off a big victory from the Colts, traveling west. I think Jacksonville struggles here, coming off that big victory. I think their set's on high. I think we're giving Jacksonville a little bit too much credit in this position for that victory. LA did have a close game against Kansas City on that Thursday night, so they're on extra rest. I like the minus 3.5 here, and that is the final pick. That is the pick 6. I'll do a quick recap one more time. I know I threw it off there because I missed the pick, but Buffalo, Miami, over 52.5. Kansas City, minus 5.5. Chargers, minus 3.5. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, over 41.5. My favorite pick of the week. Cincinnati Jets, over 44.5. Tennessee, home dog, plus 1.5. Don't forget to go check me out. Really appreciate the support from all you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, retweet, all that stuff. Really appreciate it. Let's cash some more winners this week.